I will tell you this, the state of...
It's a specific question.
No,
what did Tompkins County do?
The descriptions you have put forth are absolutely chilling and disturbing and reprehensible to all of us. My job is to protect the people of New York.
Which is why I'm asking the question. What did Tompkins County do?
What I have responsibility for...
I will tell you, since you're not going to answer. We cannot and will not hold Mr. Hernandez.
Yeah.
We can't keep the machete guy who had choked a police officer and assaulted a corrections officer. We can't keep him.
Welcome back to MAGA Capital, the channel that tells the truth the mainstream media hides. If you support law and order, American sovereignty, and believe that illegal criminals should not be protected by our elected officials, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you never miss a new video. Now let's get into what might be one of the most outrageous examples of sanctuary insanity we've seen in recent years. In a recent congressional hearing, Congressman Jim Jordan grilled New York Governor Kathy Hochul about a horrifying case involving a criminal illegal alien named Jesus Romero Hernandez, a man with a history of deportations who assaulted a resident with a machete, choked a police officer, and assaulted a corrections officer while in custody. And yet, Tompkins County in the great state of New York refused to hold him for ICE. Let me say that again. ICE issued a legal detainer. This wasn't just a request. This was a man with a final order of removal. His identity was confirmed biometrically. ICE said, "Hold him. We're coming to get him." They even told the jail they'd be there that night. And guess what Tompkins County did? They released him. They couldn't even hold him for 1 hour and 18 minutes. That's what Congressman Jim Jordan brought to light, and Hochul couldn't answer it straight. She danced around the question, avoided saying whether it was right or wrong, and tried to shift blame to local jurisdictions. It's a classic political dodge, but this isn't a game. People's lives are at risk. Let's be clear. This man, Romero Hernandez, is not some random, undocumented immigrant trying to feed his family. He is a violent criminal who was deported 7 times and came back again to attack Americans. What happened in Tompkins County wasn't a bureaucratic mix-up. It was a conscious decision to protect an illegal alien over the safety of American citizens. That's sanctuary policy in action. Let's watch the full Senate hearing, and I'll be giving my full response and reaction afterwards.
Recognizes Mr. Jordan from Ohio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Hochul, 3rd paragraph, 2nd sentence in your written testimony, you said New York State cooperates with U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement in criminal cases. Governor, who's Jesus Romero Hernandez?
Thank you. I want to reaffirm that we do cooperate in cases where...
That wasn't the question. I just read your statement. I can read your statement. Who is Jesus Romero Hernandez?
I don't have the details on every single person in a state of 20 million people.
I understand, but this guy's a citizen of Mexico, deported 7 times, came to your state, assaulted one of your residents with a machete, choked a police officer, then when he was in custody, assaulted a corrections officer. ICE finds out this guy is in your state's custody, and they send you a detainer. You're familiar with a detainer, right?
Yes, I am.
Notice of action, immigration detainer to Tompkins County Jail from Syracuse Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Section 1, they check a couple boxes. The first one they check is a final order of removal against the alien has taken place. That means a court has said this guy needs to go. This machete-wielding, cop-choking, corrections officer assaulting guy needs to go. Then they also check another box and they say biometric confirmation of who this individual is, this alien's identity. So they got the right guy, and a court has said he needs to go. Any idea what Tompkins County Jail decided to do with that detainer order?
I will tell you this, the state of...
It's a specific question. What did Tompkins County do?
The descriptions you have put forth are absolutely chilling and disturbing and reprehensible to all of us. My job is to protect the people of New York.
Which is why I'm asking the question. What did Tompkins County do?
What I have responsibility for...
I will tell you, since you're not going to answer. We cannot and will not hold Mr. Hernandez.
Yeah.
We can't keep the machete guy who had choked a police officer and assaulted a corrections officer. We can't keep him. In fact, we have the back and forth from Tompkins County and ICE on January 28th of this year, 8:56 p.m., Tompkins County tells ICE, we're not going to hold this guy. 7 minutes later, ICE responds back, we will be there to take custody this evening. 24 minutes later, Thompson County reiterates, we're not going to have him. We're not going to turn him over. 10:45. ICE arrives at the jail 1 hour and 18 minutes later, and guess what? Mr. Hernandez is not there. They couldn't wait 1 hour and 18 minutes for a guy who assaulted one of your residents with a machete, choked a police officer, and then when in custody, assaulted corrections officers. That is sanctuary policy in a nutshell, and that is what your state supports, and so do these other governors. That is what is so wrong, why the American people hate this concept.
You're conflating what the state of New York does is I control state police and prisons. We have turned over 1,300 people.
So you disagree with it?
We turn over 1,300
Did the sheriff make the wrong call?
Those are local policies that we would not have done in the state of New York. State of New York, that is a local decision. So you're saying the sheriff's wrong? I would say this, if it happened in a state prison, we have already turned over 1,300 people.
Sheriff in Tompkins County, a Democrat or Republican, Governor?
There have been times, excuse me.
The sheriff in Tompkins County, a Democrat or Republican?
Excuse me. There have been times.
I ask the questions, you give the answers.
I'm asking.
Is he a Democrat or Republican? You know?
I'm asking for this moment to explain that I'm sometimes waiting for ICE to come pick up people.
Is he a Democrat or Republican, and do you agree with the actions he took?
He's a Democrat.
Do you agree with the actions he took? How about that question?
They are in conflict with what the state of New York would do.
Well, maybe they're scared. By the way, he is a Democrat sheriff. Maybe the county guys are a little scared because you said this. I'm quoting from, it looks like the New York Times. We all know you can trust them. This is last month, May 25th. You said we have some counties that are renegade counties and work with ICE. Maybe they're nervous of being called a renegade county by their governor. So the Democrat sheriff says, we're not going to keep the machete-wielding, cop-choking, corrections officer assaulting guy. We're not going to keep him here for you to get here. We can't even wait an hour and 18 minutes. Oh, you know what else was interesting in this case? You know what else was interesting? There was actually an arrest warrant from United States District Court, Northern District of New York, signed by Judge Wiley Danks, magistrate from Syracuse. There was an arrest warrant, and they still couldn't keep him.
The state of New York cooperates. We cooperate in removal of individuals who've served time. We respond to detention. You're confusing, and maybe there's a lesson in civics here that's necessary.
Will you say on the record right here, I got 12 seconds, will you say on the record, was Tompkins County wrong in the actions they took on January 25th, 2025, when they wouldn't hold the guy for 1 hour and 18 minutes?
Those are not the policies that we would have in the state of New York. Those are not the policies we would have in a.
Were they wrong? Should they have turned that guy over to ICE? It's a simple question, Governor.
That was a horrible situation. The person should not have been out there.
It's a horrible situation, but it's a yes or no question.
It is a response that this is a locality.
Do you agree or disagree?
In the state of New York, the person should have been held.
Yes or no?
The person should have been held, and in the state of New York, we would have turned him over. That is in conflict with what we would do as a state with respect to prison. And I want to know why ICE won't come and pick up the individuals who have served time in our state. I have cases where they have not even shown up.
A court order and a detainer for a guy who did the things Mr. Hernandez did, and Tompkins County can't hold him an hour and 18 minutes, and you won't say that's wrong?
I have said we cooperate when there's a criminal case where someone has committed a crime. We turn them over.
This is sanctuary policy in a nutshell. You won't even condemn something that anyone with common sense knows is ridiculous.
You're mischaracterizing the laws.
I had the facts here. Can I do one other thing, Mr. Chairman? Now he's been rearrested, and guess what? This guy who's now been rearrested, there is imminent danger that this inmate will do injury to himself and to others and presents a threat to safety, security, and good order of the facility, so he's not permitted to leave his cell. So this guy is not even allowed out of his cell, but they let him out on the street a few months ago. That's how ridiculous this is.
When he does leave his cell, we go back to his country under our orders.
Chair recognizes Mr. Mfume, and I'll give you an extra minute.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I've got 2 unanimous consent requests that I hope would not count against my time.
And it's not just wrong, it's dangerous. This is what happens when Democrats like Hochul prioritize radical open border ideology over the safety of their own citizens. Sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, they're a magnet for crime. They send a message that the rule of law doesn't matter. That if you break into this country, you'll be protected, even after you break the law, even after you hurt people. And Governor Hochul tried to wash her hands of the whole thing by saying, well, we control state police and prisons, not counties. But let me ask you, if the governor of New York can call counties renegade for working with ICE, what message is she sending? Clearly, a chilling one. These Democrat-run counties know their governor doesn't back ICE, and so they let violent illegals walk free. Let's not forget, Hochul even admitted to the New York Times that some counties working with ICE are renegade counties. That's her term. She's calling law enforcement renegades for trying to protect American citizens. That is sick. And here's the kicker. Even after ICE issued a formal arrest warrant from federal court, Tompkins County still didn't hold this guy. Not even with a judge's signature. So what happened next? He was rearrested. And now, this man is considered such a threat to himself and others that he's not even allowed out of his cell. He's locked down for the safety of everyone around him. But a few months ago, Tompkins County thought he was fine to walk free. That's the absurdity of sanctuary policies. Let me be blunt. This could have been avoided. A violent, illegal criminal could have been deported. Instead, he was protected by Democrat policies, and now we're all paying the price. Governor Hochul had the opportunity to say plainly, yes, what Tompkins County did was wrong. But she didn't. Not until she was cornered. Not until she had no other escape. Even then, her answer was dodgy and delayed. This isn't leadership. This is cowardice in the face of radical leftist ideology. Our border is a disaster. Our cities are unsafe. And Democrat leaders are refusing to stand up for Americans. It's time we call them out. Jim Jordan deserves credit for putting the truth on the record. For not letting Hochul wiggle out of accountability. For standing up for the rule of law when so many are afraid to. This is why we need more Republicans in charge. More patriots who will fight for the safety of our people, for the integrity of our laws, and for the protection of our nation. This channel will keep exposing these outrages. We won't let the truth be buried. So again, if you're tired of lies, tired of excuses, and tired of illegal criminals being protected by your tax dollars, smash that like button, subscribe to MAGA Capital, and share this video far and wide. Let the country know what's happening, because the mainstream media sure won't tell them. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay patriotic.